Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how Desmos Activities work and how you can drop those into Blackboard or any learning management system or other web page that supports iframes. So to begin with, you can just visit teacher.desmos.com, and when you visit this page, you'll see over here your activities, collections, custom, and history. And so if you find activities that you like, for example, maybe if I go here and I visit this conics collection, I can just click add collection. And now when I go back to my collections, I see that that's there, and I can explore all of the activities involved in this collection. Okay. So activities are pretty intuitive to work with and build. Let's actually visit one of these brand new ones here in conics. Maybe we'll look at circle patterns, and I want to see what this is about. So you can see there's a fair amount that goes into what is displayed here. They give you a kind of estimated time for the activity, who created it, and kind of what it's for. There's a teacher guide, which will open up a new page here and give you some information which you might find helpful. It kind of has teacher hints for each of the parts of the activities and what sample responses would be and stuff. So, and you can interact with that or not interact with that as much as you like. You'll get a brief description of the activity, and then if you wanted to use this activity with your class, what you would do is create a class code, and when you create that class code, you just get a 6-character code, and that enables you to share just by clicking that student link button. And now you have a link to that activity. So if I go back to here, go to the URL bar, we can open this activity up, and I can just jump right in. You don't even have to be signed in if you don't want to. You can sign in with any identifier. So if you want to use this with your students, but you don't want them to create an account, they don't have to. Having an account is helpful if a student wants to go in and then come back and then go back out and go back in and pick up where they left off. If you want to pick up where you left off at a later time, then you're going to want an account. And once you have that activity, then it builds this dashboard, which is where it's going to basically collect all of the student responses. And so you can view all the different responses once they exist. I won't go into that any more deeply, but so there's a lot there. And that dashboard is basically how it facilitates interaction between the students and the teachers. Okay, so I'd like to show you how to place an activity into your class. I've got a Blackboard class ready to go, and I'm just going to create an item that I can drop an activity in. And I thought it would be nice maybe to do a activity related to Power Series. So I just went and did a web search, Desmos Power Series activity, and this is the top link. Somebody already created a pretty nice activity. It kind of illustrates what we can do. So I'll use this as an example. And just to get a sense for what this activity is about, I'll look at the student preview. So it starts with a kind of intro card and then gives a demonstration of the power series for the sign. So if we click on and animate, we'll see we get a nice animation. That animation is a little slow, so if you want to just kind of drag it along, you can do that as well. And then they have a animation for the geometric series, for the natural log, and finally in our last slide, we have the power series for e to the x. You'll notice back in these other slides we had the teacher guide input is down here, so you might find that useful. You can always kind of minimize that so you don't have to see it if you don't want to. So that's what we're going to get with this demonstration. So if I wanted to drop this into my class, I had to create no effort. Somebody already made it. I could just click create class code. It just gives me this code, and I can copy that student link. You'll notice that the student link is always just HTTPS //student.desmos.com/join/ and then the class code. So I can just copy that. And when I go to Blackboard and click item to create a new item, and then I'll call it Desmos Power Series Demo. And then if you do not see the full 3-line format menu here, it's probably because this link needs to be clicked. So you can come over here and click Show More, and that will show you the bottom 2 lines. And when you click on the Insert Embedded Media, you can change the type to iframe and paste in the file/URL. And when you go down here, it should load that, so you're getting a preview. You can set the dimensions to be whatever you want. Maybe I'll make that something like 600 for now. And so the live preview is showing you roughly how wide that's going to be. If you want to make it deeper than it is wide, that is, change the height. So notice if I change the height to 900, it automatically changes the dimensions to 1200, which perhaps I don't want. So I can just unclick the constraint proportions and make the width 600 and the height 900, and now the width and height are independent of each other. So once you have that the way you like it, you can click Insert. It turns out that I don't actually really like that the way it is at all. What I would rather do is have the width be a percentage of the width of the full screen. So I'm going to go in here and change that 600 to a 100%. It would be nice if I could type 100% in that other box, but unfortunately Blackboard will just delete it and set it to 0. So if you try using a percentage in the boxes that we just had open, you won't see anything on this page. So I can just edit the HTML after the fact, and that'll fix it. So now that's good to go. I click Submit, and I have my demo embedded in my Blackboard page. A student could choose to sign in either with a Desmos account or with their Google account, or they can continue without signing in just by providing some name. The name doesn't mean anything. And so again, we see this demonstration built right into Blackboard. Okay. One thing I might want to do is just add a link to the demonstration directly in case the iframe isn't working for a student. So I'm going to go back to this box and just add here as a direct link in case the bottom, or the, let's say, in case the frame below does not work for you. This might be an issue if somebody's on a if somebody's on a mobile browser or something like that. So I'm just going to select Desmos Power Series Demo and then paste in that link there. Make sure you don't have any spaces at the beginning or the end, because that will actually cause a problem. And it'll also yell at you if you try to open it in the same window. So I'm just going to go ahead and say open in a new window, click Insert, click Submit, and then I can test that. That's another way of opening it up. So there you go. That's a nice, easy way of dropping activities into your class. I'm not going to run through building a whole new activity here. It's not that bad. It's pretty fun to do. You can really explore all kinds of options. If you're interested in seeing that, let me know, and I'd be happy to make a video kind of showing you how you can use the Desmos scripting languages to make different parts of the Desmos activities talk to each other and have all kinds of interaction. All right, thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful.